Oh, boy.
Ay, ay, ay.
Oh, boy. All right. So it turns out the best case scenario for her is that she's got a great grandparent who might be Native American.
Great to the fourth.
Great.
Speaking.
But she might just be 1 out of 1,024th part Native American, which would mean her ancestor could predate the formation of the country. This is the reason it's controversial. When she was at Harvard Law School and when she was at the University of Pennsylvania, she represented herself as Native American. She contributed to a Native American cookbook called Pow Wow Chow, calling herself Cherokee. Now, 1 out of 1,024, right? I don't even know how to say that. It's not 1/10, it's not 1/100th. 1/1024s does not allow you to say you're a Cherokee.
The distinction is between tribal citizenship, which the Cherokee Nation came out quite forcefully and said is very different from your DNA ancestry. There's so many things to talk about here. As Democrats on a local level have been spending a lot of time in the districts are just banging their heads on the wall being like, why are you talking about this now? We want to talk about traffic. We want to talk about issues that people care about in the local communities. Yeah, that's exactly right. Secondly, I do think, though, that the president got caught in a pickle there. Do you think that the president owes Elizabeth Warren $1 million for her favorite chair?
I don't think he does. I don't think he does, because you know why? If you look back and say, I mean, this is all academic, but if you look back and say, and look what he said, I'll make the donation if you approve that you're an Indian. That's to quote him.
Did
Elizabeth Warren just prove that she's an Indian? Did she?
First off, it would be Native American for the president.
Correct.
But secondly, I'm of a different mind, and partly because, remember, a lot of black and brown people in this country do not have the data to prove where they come from. Partly that's because of slave records that weren't dated, but secondly because of miscegenation law. So the concept of quantifying culture, that is a white and majority concept. For a lot of us had to rely, as a black person of mixed race, on oral tradition to know where we were from. But so she's not saying I used this and acknowledging.
She's not saying she used it, but she did.
No, but acknowledging who you are isn't using who you are.
It is when you are touted as the first Native American professor at Harvard Law School and you're not Native American.
She understood she was Native American.
That's not good enough. That's like we ripped on a woman not long ago, a young high school girl, for wearing a prom dress that was kimono style, saying she was guilty of cultural appropriation. That is what people on the left told us. You're not allowed to appropriate anybody's dress or cultures.
Was that her culture?
Native American. Elizabeth Warren is out there representing that she's got a heritage that at best is probably similar to most Americans in this country, none of whom check the box.
The two things that are interesting to me is, one, this is proof again of Trump being able to dictate the news cycle. He speaks, other people jump in response. And like you said, rather than talking about issues, Elizabeth Warren is trying to dispel these claims. And for better or worse, this doesn't seem to be coming out. At least not a slam dunk in her favor. I agree with you.
That's not even close to a slam dunk. She scored on herself. She scored a goal against herself.
Well, I will say I went back and checked my 23andMe, and I'm 0.1% Native American.
Are you?
I am.
Yes.
Now here's the caveat. So Dr. Bustamante, he's part of 23andMe, and what it says is because the Cherokee tribes, a lot of the Native American tribes, excuse me, have said they don't want to use they don't want their tribe members to submit to these DNA tests because they're afraid of how they'll be used. So what they're using is a mix of Mexican, Colombian, and Peruvian DNA as a stand-in. So testing positive for this doesn't necessarily indicate
that you're Native American at all.
Right. So again, and what I really don't like, though, is the idea of we're going backwards to the idea of where people need papers now to prove your origins. And I totally agree with you.
I don't.